Have you ever had a personal relationship with Donald Trump?
What do you mean by personal relationships?
Have you socialized with him?
Yes, sir.
Yes?
Yes, sir.
Have you ever socialized with Donald Trump in the presence of females under the age of 18?
Though I'd like to answer that question, at least today, I'm going to have to assert my 5th, 6th, and 14th Amendment rights, sir.
On the 2010 interrogation footage of Epstein's connection with Trump, note what he says towards the end surrounding the amendments. The 5th protects from self-incrimination. The 6th ensures a fair public trial and legal representation. The 14th guarantees equal protection and due process. So if both Epstein and Trump were innocent, why the legal barricades? Why invoke protections tied to criminal defense if he and President Donald Trump are innocent? Seems to be a lot more questions than answers. This video is one of a 3-part series, trying to break down the events of the Epstein files as we unravel the mystery together. In order to do this video will focus on timelines associated with Trump and Epstein, so that in future videos, we can dive deeper into this with some context. According to social insiders, the two first met around 1987. In the following years, Trump and Epstein attended elite NYC parties, often together. But in 1992, something even more telling happened. NBC cameras captured a Mar-a-Lago party. Trump and Epstein are seen socializing with one another, while the contents of what was talked about aren't known. We do know that this would be one of the oldest pieces of footage we have, seeing them together in one place. It also includes Ghislaine Maxwell in the background, who is now in prison custody and is a key witness to the atrocities that were committed on the Epstein Island. By 2002, Trump told New York Magazine, quote, "I've known Jeff for 15 years. Terrific guy. He's a lot of fun to be with. It is even said that he likes beautiful women as much as I do, and many of them are on the younger side. No doubt about it, Jeffrey enjoys his social life." What makes this even more disturbing is the recent footage that surfaced on a 2006 Howard Stern interview where Trump says he has no age limit, in response to the youngest age he would have romantic relationships with. Listen to this clip.
What is the best thing about being Donald Trump right now?
Well, other than the fact I'm married, okay?
Right.
And I'm very happily married. I have a great wife. But if I weren't married, I'd be able to get all of the girls I want, except for possibly Robin.
Do you think you could now be banging 24-year-olds?
Oh, absolutely. I have no trouble.
Would you do it?
I have no problem.
Yeah, do you have an age limit, or would you...
No, I have no age. I mean, I have an age... I don't want to be
the
like
upper bracket,
Congressman Foley with, 12-year-olds.
Can I make a prediction for you?
Yes.
I say you have one more marriage in you.
Yeah. Well, that's nice. I'm sure Melania will love to hear it.
Epstein once described Donald Trump as his closest friend for 10 years. Trump has already mentioned that he has known Jeff for 15 years and that they both gravitate towards younger, beautiful women. In America, 18 is the legal age in which a child becomes an adult, which would be the same age a girl becomes a woman. Something is not adding up here in what was said, so what is the truth? In 2003, both Trump and Epstein were actively interested in a 6-acre Ocean View Palm Beach estate. Trump won the bid, spending a whopping $41.35 million for the property. Many speculate this was the straw that broke the camel's back and what triggered the start of a rift between the two individuals. Fast forward to 2004, Epstein was banned from Mar-a-Lago after he allegedly sexually harassed a teenage daughter of a club member. That same period is when Trump claims their relationship officially ended over the alleged poaching of an underage spa staff. When asked about it in July 2025, Fox News captured this.
President, Epstein has a certain reputation, obviously. Just curious, were some of the workers that were taken from you, were some of them young women?
Were some of them young women? Well, I don't want to say, but everyone knows the people that were taken, and it was the concept of taking people that work for me is bad, but that story's been pretty well out there, and the answer is yes, they were.
Yes, they were young women?
What did they do?
In the spa.
Jobs in the spa.
Yeah, people that work in the spa. I have a great spa, one of the best spas in the world at Mar-a-Lago. And people were taken out of the spa, hired by him. In other words, gone. And other people would come and complain, this guy is taking people from the spa. I didn't know that. And then when I heard about it, I told him, I said, listen, we don't want you taking our people, whether it was spa or not spa. I don't want him taking people. And he was fine. And then not too long after that, he did it again. And I said, out of here.
In 2005, Palm Beach police opened an investigation into Jeffrey Epstein after the family of a 14-year-old girl reported concerning conduct at his residence. This inquiry led to Epstein's arrest in 2006 and revealed patterns of how he engaged with and compensated young girls. By 2008, Epstein reached a plea agreement that resolved his potential federal charges for activities prior to 2007. Under the deal, he pled guilty, served 13 months with daytime release privileges, and provided financial settlements to those involved. The arrangement was overseen by Alex Acosta, who later served as President Trump's labor secretary. How could someone get off on such a plea deal despite the evidence? The more information we find, the more puzzled we become. Fast forward nearly a decade later, in 2016, Trump was named in a lawsuit alleging rape at an Epstein-hosted party with a 13-year-old girl. The girl involved claims that Trump initiated contact forcibly 4 times back in 1994, claiming that mental duress, amongst other factors, have prevented her from coming forward earlier. The case was dropped due to mounting pressure from Trump supporters. In 2019, Epstein was arrested for federal trafficking activities. Days later, Trump had this to say: "I wasn't a fan. I knew him like everyone else did." But Epstein would never go on to testify. He was found not breathing in his cell, ruled an intentional fatal self-harm on himself on August 10, 2019. Here is the prison footage we have at the time prior. Take a look at the clip.
Attorney General Pam Bondi tried to explain the missing minute.
Every night the video is reset, and every night should have the same minute missing.
This video from Inside Edition, where Pam Bondi explains the rationale behind the video missing a minute of film, does not add up with what we know. Despite this video, there is actually 2 minutes and 53 seconds of surveillance footage missing. To make this even worse, we were originally told that the video was raw footage and that it was unaltered, only to find out the metadata of the alleged raw prison footage was actually 4 different videos combined together, with what everyone believes to be the key minute missing, between 11:59 to midnight, for what really occurred. This has only further fueled the search for truth from the American people, as even our own justice system is blocking the truth. Before continuing any further, we should talk about Virginia Giuffre. She was working at the Mar-a-Lago estate as a locker room attendant when she was still a girl, where she was approached by Ghislaine Maxwell, who allegedly groomed her for exploitation by Jeffrey Epstein from 1999 to 2002. In 2009, she filed a lawsuit against Epstein and Maxwell, garnering significant media attention, which was only amplified after the 2019 court documents released. These weren't the only individuals involved. Allegedly, Prince Andrew also exploited Virginia Giuffre when she was just a girl, eventually settling with Prince Andrew in a civil lawsuit in 2022 out of court. What makes this even more weird is, despite denying the allegations, he had reportedly paid a substantial amount of money to her. Here is a clip in her own words in regards to the accusations made against Prince Andrew.
In an interview with Panorama in 2019, she stood by the accusations.
He knows what happened. I know what happened. And there's only one of us telling the truth.
Virginia Giuffre was vocal all the way up to her death in April 2025. Like Epstein, she also passed away, ruled in the exact same way, an intentional fatal self-harming of oneself, despite coming out weeks prior saying she would never do such a thing. Fast forward to present day, U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi reportedly informed President Trump during a May briefing that his name appeared multiple times in sensitive Justice Department and FBI files connected to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Yet, when news of the briefing broke, Trump's team swiftly pushed back, with Trump himself originally stating that he had never been briefed. This contradiction between behind-the-scenes warnings and public denial has ignited tension and speculation, especially since the Justice Department, under pressure, has begun delivering redacted batches of Epstein-related files to Congress amid bipartisan demands for transparency, and as federal judges continue to deny efforts to unseal grand jury transcripts. The DOJ confirmed that over 300 gigabytes of data remain sealed. This includes surveillance, flight logs, records, and contacts. Stephen Chung, White House Communications Director, said, quote, "The president was never in Epstein's office, yet when CNN had Mark Epstein, Jeffrey's brother, on the news, this is what he had to say."
He used to sometimes tell me things that Donald said that were funny. I know Donald was in Jeff's office a lot back in the 90s. It's documented that Donald flew on Jeff's plane a number of times. I don't know if they ever checked, but I know Jeff flew on Donald's plane. Also, I don't know if they've ever looked at his flight logs. And they were good friends.
This is not a debate for left versus right, Democrats versus Republicans. This is about good versus evil. The story isn't clean. It's murky, muddied with more questions than answers. Why was Epstein invoking criminal protections to protect against questioning surrounding him and Trump if they were both innocent? Why was the prison footage altered? Why is Trump distancing himself, yet always involved at the same time? The world is asking, how deep does the rabbit hole go? You take the blue pill, the story ends and you believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. In the next video of this series, we go deeper into the sealed files, trying to piece together how Trump ties into everything, into Ghislaine Maxwell's deals, and into the truth the world is trying to hide. You don't want to miss it. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more of the latest Trump news. Until next time.